No guys, IYV did not destroy my new custom guitar. They destroyered it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Ball Shredder channel, and yes, today we are checking out my latest custom guitar from IYV out of Vietnam. And as you might have guessed at this point, yep, this guitar is 100% totally inspired by the Ibanez Destroyer that Phil Collen played back in 1983 during the Pyromania days. And before anybody says, dude, it's missing the Kaler, it's got the wrong color pickup rings, I said this was inspired by Phil Collen's guitar. It is not a replica, it is not meant to be an exact copy. And you might even be remembering that I already had one built by AliExpress several years ago. So why did I decide to have IYV build me another one? I'll get into all that in just a minute, and I'll go over like what the differences are between the two, because I've got some really good reasons and some pretty big differences why I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have another one made. But before we get into all that, if you guys could do me a quick favor, if you are not already subscribed to me, the Bald Shredder, if you could take just a quick second to reach down and hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome. And if you're wondering if I've come up with an all new jam on this guitar just for this video, well, yes, I have. I mean, look at this thing. How could I not be inspired to come up with something really cool? And if you're wondering if it's like Def Leppard inspired, well, yeah, it is. Here you go. If you guys want to see me shredding some more on this guitar, be sure to tune into my weekly live stream this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Alright, let's get a couple of things out of the way. Every time I do a video on an IYV guitar, people want to know, how much did it cost and how do I order a custom guitar from IYV? The cost of the guitar was $300, but then you also have to pay the FedEx shipping. It is FedEx shipped by air, really quick, really good shipping. And that of course is gonna depend on where you live, so the shipping might be different than what I paid. But guys, All in total, this thing is under $500. And then the other question that I've been getting a lot recently is, did you have to pay a tariff? Was there a customs or an import fee? And I just did a video on this topic last week, so you might want to go back and check out that video. But just so you know, guys, this was shipped in September. I received it in September and there was no customs fee. However, when I contacted the company to say like, hey, I thought there was a 20% import fee now on things coming from Vietnam, they said they really don't have any control over that. It's US Customs, and that it appears that I got lucky that I was not asked to pay an import fee, but then they have another customer who's also in California who had a guitar shipped in September, and he did have to pay the 20% import fee. So it was just kind of like the luck of the draw, I guess. So why did I think like, you know what? I'm gonna have another one of these built, even though I already have one. So my AliExpress guitar, there's nothing really wrong with it, like, you know, like, well, it's unplayable or anything, or broken or anything like that. No, not the case. But there are some things on here that have always kind of bugged me that I thought, if I had another one made, I could make it better. If I wasn't trying to make it, you know, as close to like the original or as close to Phil Collins' guitar, minus the Kaler, of course, what would I change on it to make it a better guitar for me? And that's how I approached it. First of all, I wanted a thinner neck profile, something, you know, a little thinner, not as round, a little bit like better for the shredding. And I'm not really a fan of the Tune-o-matic bridge, you know, the Les Paul style bridge. So I thought, hey, if I'm doing a custom job, why does it have to have this kind of bridge? It doesn't. So I asked IYV to do the usual hardtail bridge that I have on all my guitars. So we've got this hardtail, and then I asked them to do, you know, instead of a set neck, I want it to be a neck through, a five piece neck through. One of the biggest downsides to the AliExpress guitar is the placement of the fretboard in relation to the body. This is a 22 fret neck, guys, and look where that 22nd fret is. All the way over here, like inside the body, you know, right? Further down from where the cutaway is. And because it was constructed that way, this thing has terrible upper fret access. And that's always driven me crazy on this guitar. Now look at the new one. Check out where the 22nd fret is. Right here, not even into the body part yet. So I specifically told them to do that. I showed them some pictures of some other guitars, some Jackson guitars, I think the Gus G guitar, and I was like, you see where the 22nd fret is in related to the cutaway? I'm like, do it exactly like that so that I have good upper fret access instead of bad. And then I also asked them to do like this cutaway right here, so again, improving the upper fret access, which I don't have on the other one. Another difference is that this has a scale length of 25.5 inches, and the other one, the AliExpress one, that's 24.75 inches. And kind of a small difference, the other one's got one volume and two tones, or is it two volumes and one tone? I don't even remember, but I just wanted to simplify it. One volume, one tone, that's it. And then visually, guys, I just thought like, let's get rid of all the chrome as much as we can and just black it out more. And after I saw it, after I got it, I was like, wow, that was such a good choice because I think this looks so much better than the other one. So look at the difference, right? This one with the black pickup rings, this one of course has the cream pickup rings. This one, the pickups, they have the little silver or chrome bobbins or whatever you call them. And on this one, I had IYV make these pickups. These are the stock pickups from IYV, but I specified I want Alnico 5, I want the bridge humbucker to be like 15, 16K, the neck around 7, 8K, and they did that. But then I also said, as far as the style, I want double cream and I want the black hex screws because again, I just thought that's what's gonna look the coolest, and that's what they did. Now it does have 3 pickups, guys, but guess what? That middle pickup is not hooked up. When I was first sending over the specs and telling them what I wanted, and again, this is gonna show that I am not a technical wizard as far as guitar setup, but I wanted them to do it so when the switch is in the bottom position, bridge pickup only. Okay. Up position, neck pickup only. And then I thought, okay, middle position, middle pickup only. Well, guess what? That is not possible with a 3-way toggle. So in the end, I just said, I want that middle pickup in there because that's part of the whole look. It's just not going to be the same without it, but just don't wire it up. So yep, guys, it's there. It's not wired up. It's there just for looks, but it serves its purpose because it looks awesome. And yes, I do know there are other ways to get it hooked up. You can add like a separate volume for that pickup only, or a mini switch or things like that, but I decided not to go that route. Maybe later, if I want to, I could do that. Now, you guys heard me play this in the jam, in the song I did earlier. That's called Passion Killer, by the way. But what you guys don't know is that this thing stays in tune, like, really well. And I'm gonna attribute that to 4 things. First of all, the hardtail bridge, right? It's not a floating trem, it's not a Floyd Rose, it's not one of those things that floats around, so hardtail bridge really helps with tuning stability. Next thing, the Graphtec nut that they put on there. The nut slots must be cut and sanded or whatever they do, like, really well, because the strings are not binding in the nut. Then, the next thing, I'm not using the stock strings that came with it, of course. I never recommend that. You get a guitar, budget guitar, whatever, immediately put on your strings of choice. So of course this has my string of choice, which is the S.I.T 9-gauge power wound strings. And if you don't know what the S.I.T stands for, it is stay in tune. Yeah! Now I said there were 4 things. So last but certainly not least, I changed the tuners. I put on a brand new set of Musiclily Pro 18:1 ratio locking tuners. These things are so great, they fit right in there. I didn't have to do any additional drilling or anything. Super smooth, they look great, they perform great, and I just looked on Amazon right now. If you're interested in checking these out, there's actually a 20% coupon right now for these Musiclily Pro locking tuners. So if you guys look down in the video description, you will see a link to the Musiclily tuners as well as the S.I.T strings. I did say that they didn't destroy it, they destroyered it, right? Because I had them put destroyer on the headstock because, you know, here's just one thing to keep in mind, guys. Yes, they will do a familiar headstock shape, but they're not gonna put another company's logo on there. And I just thought, how cool would that be to just have it say Destroyer on the headstock? So one thing that I was concerned about when I was getting ready to place this order and I'm sending the specs over and I'm asking questions to Mr. Doe there at IYV, I was concerned about the weight on this guitar. So I thought maybe one way to shave a little bit of weight off of it would be to make the body a little bit thinner, right? And so I asked him, what's the thinnest that you could make this body? How many millimeters? And he said the thinnest we can do is 38 millimeters. Well, guess what, guys? It's not 38 millimeters. Oops. As soon as I got it and I took it out of the box, I was like, hey, wait a second. That doesn't look like 38. So I measured it and it's like 46 millimeters. So yeah, they forgot to do that. Did it ruin the guitar? Did it destroy the guitar? Did it make it unplayable? Did it make me want to like send it back or anything like that? Absolutely not. This guitar is phenomenal. Plays fantastic. Sounds fantastic. By the way, it's got stainless steel jumbo frets on it. So I think it's important to say, guys, that if you're thinking about ordering a custom guitar with IYV, you need to be aware of like, it might not be 100% perfect. They might do something that's, you know, you asked for a certain thing, but they end up doing it a little bit differently. Or there could be some small finish flaws, or the frets will need polishing. I think I've had to polish the frets, like, because they're a little bit dirty, take the strings off and polish the frets on pretty much every custom guitar that I've gotten from them. But in the end, after I polish the frets, put on new strings, do the setup, do a little tweaking here and there, I have been extremely happy with the stuff that I've gotten from them. But back to the body thickness, you know, I wanted to kind of cut down on the weight. Well, they didn't end up doing it. And when I weighed this thing is a beast, guys. 10 pounds. And while I absolutely love the look of it, I mean, it's killer. It's awesome. I totally love it. It is not the most comfortable guitar to play. You know, as far as like sitting here, even if I'm standing up, it's not the most comfortable. My Dinkies obviously are way more comfortable. But you don't get a guitar like this because it's comfortable. You get it because it looks awesome. And then one thing I became aware of after I did this order is that I could have asked them to put chambers in the body. Like they could have hollowed out this part over here to alleviate some of that weight. I wasn't aware of that, or I didn't think about it, but now I know. In fact, they're busy right now making my next custom order, and in the body, they're doing a few chambers to relieve some of the weight on the body. So at this point, after you have heard everything that I said, that they did make a mistake on the guitar, that you need to polish the frets, you need to do some setup, you might want to change the tuners, you might want to change the pickups, you might want to change some other stuff, right? That's always a possibility. And you're still interested in ordering a custom guitar from IYV. So how do you do it? There's no website, there's no order form. All you do is you send an email to Mr. Doe. This is the email address right here. You just put that in, you send an email, you say, hey, I saw the Bald Shredder's video about a custom guitar. I'm interested in possibly having you guys make one for me. And that's how you start the process. And I will have that email address down in the video description so you can find it later. All right, guys, so that pretty much does it for my new custom destroyer from IYV out of Vietnam. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. They destroyered it.